and the hourly rate for West Findlay matches my current hourly rate for my full-time position with West Findlay, as basically as his road crew job. With each inspection billed at a 2-hour charge, 2-hour minimum. He has a 2-hour minimum, which is not unusual. Thank you for considering me for this position, David D. Martin.
So it's not an issue with West Findlay because he's already employed.
Right.
Sounds like East Findlay just.
East Findlay puts him on
I
so that,
suggested-
That's what I said. I think we go that on a trial basis until we can see.
Hire him on a probationary basis.
Yes. Just in case we have,
let's make it as detailed as possible and put the $20 an hour in there or whatever. And
Well, whatever you guys decide to do,
Yeah.
that's.
I'm just saying.
no, because East Findlay pays him on the collected fees.
Oh, just on the fees?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
and he gets a percentage of that
okay.
collected fees.
But he didn't say what percentage.
He don't-
He didn't, that's what I said, that's what I said. It's really vague.
I
mean,
told you that it's fair,
yeah, I have a hard time with this.
but we have to have a BCO.
For those of you who are employers, think about the paperwork how that's gonna create for the small ass secretary.
Well, as I said, I have an issue with it.
We need to move on. Now, I move we approve hiring him, subject to those conditions. I'm gonna vote no, but let's move on with this. You know, you talk about this to the cows come home,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna resolve this right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So what's your motion?
Motion to approve hiring him, subject to the terms and conditions, paid on a, per fee basis,
For how long?
90 days.
All right, you got the motion?
Hold on.
For a fee basis.
Anybody second it?
I'll second that motion, Ed. And ask for comment again.
Anybody else got anything to say? Questions?
Are you going to advertise for other BCOs?
And there's separate motion if you want to do that.
I don't have a problem with that either.
I don't either, so, I mean, sure, we can do that. But yeah,
You
I
gotta
mean,
look for somebody.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm not real happy with the letter, so it's not a clear cut. I agree with you. But that's a separate.
Yeah.
Somebody with a commercial license won't charge more. So could you have somebody on like a per fee, you know what I mean, like he charges the one township?
Well, if he clears this up a lot, it's gonna be.
I'm saying if you have somebody else doing commercial, if you have, but you're not gonna have a lot of commercial in this area. So you need to find somebody with a commercial license also.
right, that's,
We're just,
You have two, one
right.
and in rare instance you get.
we're gonna, what I would suggest, this is my
Far
opinion,
too long.
I suggest that we try to clear this up with him as quick as possible, get something for the next township meeting. If he doesn't give us a clear, concise, by the next township meeting, we will put, at the next township, we will advertise for a BCO.
Well, while you're talking to him, why don't you ask him if he's interested in getting
He
commercial?
said he would.
He is.
He does have interest in doing that.
So,
He's actually, that's on his thing, his.
All right, so we currently got a motion
with a second,
with a second.
to hire Dave Martin on a per fee basis for a probation period of 90 days.
Anybody else got any questions?
Yeah,
Vote. Oh,
What was the previous BCO?
Doug Trevovich,
Just like a, what was it? It was just a minute amount of the actual building permit fee.
4%, wasn't it, something like
No,
that?
I thought it was like .06
Yeah, it was
or
point
something.
something.
And was it point something?
Yeah.
I don't remember the number.
And then North Strabane got what, $4?
State, that was the state,
State.
450, it's 450.
Yeah.
North Cabana was a
Pretty
good
small
deal.
amount, huh?
They were a good deal.
okay.
All right,
Vote.
Doug,
No.
Ed,
Yeah.
Mike,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
I vote yes.
And you have it in 90 days.
I have 90 days, yes, it's just.
All right, we're moving on. Engineer.
Engineer.
You have this, and then this came to my house, or this, yeah. And I didn't open it, and it's open.
Who is this? Do we have to do all this right now?
Done by an engineer.
This is Senate Engineering. We wish to extend our appreciation for, and thanks for letting us represent you as, so this is our current engineer?
Yes.
That's correct.
Oh, you got it.
He's presently got stuff in the works as far as the township building and the roof. Am I correct?
Yeah.
My opinion is too much money. They're too much money, but that's my
Well,
opinion.
let's see what the other rates come out.
$130 an hour. Principal project manager's $123 an hour. Senior project engineer's $116 an hour.
Well, let me tell you, when you hire professionals, engineers, CPAs, attorneys, it's like going out to get a doctor. You don't pick your doctors only on what they cost.
Okay, this is from Whitmer Engineering.
I'm familiar with
Township
them.
officials, it has come to our attention that Donald Township may be seeking an engineering firm to provide engineering consulting services, consulting and survey services for the township, blah, blah, blah. They don't have a,
What's it say? Whitmer can provide Donegal with services such as subdivision land development plan reviews, which would alleviate the issue on the BCO thing, because they can do that.
Well, they can do that.
Probably. Roadway weight limit studies, bridge inspections, construction observations, storm and sanitary sewer designs, MS4 permitting and roadway design. We would be pleased to provide engineering survey on an as-needed basis. Oh, there they are.
you got the fees? Project manager, $95 an hour. Yeah.
I think they
Senior
go.
project manager is $90 an hour, senior scientist, 95. Designers, 60, 70 and 60. Field office technician, 55. Okay.
Flip one more page, I think there's some more listings on the next
They
page.
work for North Franklin, North Strabane, Waynesburg Crossing, South Strabane, they've done South Strabane Township, Franklin Township, Stormwater in Charleroi Borough, Amwell Township.
Mariana Borough. Venetia. They have a pretty good resume.
They've been around a long time.
I've actually personally, when I was working construction, have had dealings with Whitmer. They're a good outfit from what I remember.
Did it say on there as needed?
Yes. So we wouldn't, it's.
Wouldn't retain them as, it's just like Senate,
they're-
but their rates are definitely less.
Semantics, because it'll just take more time.
Semantics.
I'm not saying that's accurate, but that's what my experience is.
I had good experience with them, but it's been a few years since I worked with them.
I'm not speaking on that particular company, I have no experience, but in business, it's very common to do that, and have more time involved. An hour here or there is insignificant, but when you're
Well-
talking $15 an hour, a rate of 90,
Right.
5 or 6 hours later. So,
Yeah. I mean, I've reviewed some of the Senate stuff from our right to knows that we did, and I think their rates are ridiculous. I mean, the charges are pretty outlandish is what I thought. That's, we put out this, personally put in touch with a couple other companies. That was the only packet that we got.
What they're gonna do to the project is currently underway.
Senate would finish the projects. I
Such
would,
as Waynesburg Road.
Is that how that works, Chris? Would
Well-
the Senate finish and would they pick up, or would these two talk, and how does that work? When you go from one to the
They
other?
it's all different. So usually when you have an engineering switch, they will agree to finish up the projects that they're on. You guys have talked to him in advance about that, so we don't know what he's going to say. But usually they would agree to finish the projects that are on, or if they don't, you gotta pay them for their drawings so you can finish the project without. Those are your choices. At least that's how I've seen it.
Let me ask you
When,
this.
when there's a change and there's engineering projects going on, those are the two ways I've seen it. Either they stay on to finish it, or you pay for their drawings.
Is it, I mean, I wouldn't mind reading through it a little better. I mean, I hate, I mean, like I said, I have experience with it. When I was working construction. But again, I like to read and have full knowledge of what I'm voting on. I know that may not suit all the time, but I would like to.
There's an engineer service which is the board.
Absolutely.
And you
Just
can
like-
replace them next month.
That's fine.
Just like the solicitor, same thing.
I would say I would like to table it or make the decision.
Oh, no, you need to
Oh,
appoint
we have-
somebody.
we can't-
Well, can we,
You appoint him, send him to the interim period, and
okay, that's
what
fine.
we're going to do.
Yeah, you need to have an engineer, township engineer.
Okay, so we're gonna, so you wanna put that in the form of a motion?
Yeah,
You wanna put a clock on it?
I make a motion that we retain Senate Engineering for 60 days until
We could solicit more proposals that even.
solicit more proposals and go over the proposal that we have. Is that,
Why don't you just
Just do the 60 days.
reappoint Senate as the township engineer, period,
okay,
okay?
Oh, no
You
time.
need to replace
I
them
wouldn't
whenever
put
you
a
want.
time limit on it.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, everybody knows what you guys are coming into, you're looking at
Okay.
other options.
That's your motion, Mike.
Reappoint Senate Engineering. My
I'll
motion
second.
is to reappoint
Second.
Senate Engineering.
Alright. Yeah,
What are the status of the two projects that they're,
currently on.
You have to ask Doug. We're not up to speed on everything, Jerry. Let's see, first day, first 3 hours.
I was just wondering if, you know, when you're saying they're still on some
They've
projects.
done a lot of preliminary studies on the Waynesburg Road extension project because it was insufficient water pressure to extend that line and
Oh, so it's not just the roof and the building?
no, there's more than, yeah. And I don't know, I know
What
they've been
about
working on
Jansen?
some of the things with the water.
What about Jansen Road? Were they?
Jansen Road, dirt and gravel project, they're engineers for. So it's a lot of things, it's
Yeah.
in the works.
It's too much, I don't want them dropping out from underneath of us either, so
You want to at least finish where you're at.
finish where we're at. I
Cutoff.
don't have a problem with that.
Mike,
Hey, yeah, Bob.
would you, I think one thing that you do need to really look at, you've had two change orders, one in the building for
I
the
understand.
trough,
That's,
and the other one is on top of this roof. To
that's,
find out exactly how much the change orders cost versus
Yeah.
the actual work being done.
I definitely plan on sitting down and talking with him because I have some serious issues with some of the charges that I've seen.
Okay, thank you.
JD,
One question is, the projects that Senate is overseeing now, that's under works, have they already been paid for those projects? And I guess Doug, that question, you'd be the other one.
I don't suppose if you're paid in full, probably paid
Plus
for
retainage.
whatever work plus some retainage on the project.
At the last meeting, JD, they held back 10%.
Okay, because they would certainly have to fulfill their obligation if they already been paid for, or you might be able to have them finish those projects, and you might also, you didn't, but you might want to make a motion to solicit for other, I mean, you talked about that, but you didn't. I didn't know if you guys wanted to put out for letters of interest from other firms or not, to give you time to consider that.
Call.
one.
alright, currently we have a motion and a second to retain them, and that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Alright, anybody else got anything pertaining to that? Vote. Doug?
Doug?
Yes,
Ed?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yes.
Kathy?
No.
I vote yes.
Okay, now,
Is it possible?
does somebody
that
wanna
the
make a
engineer
motion?
should come for the next meeting and answer these questions that everybody's asking
The-
about?
I definitely plan on contacting him beforehand and, you know, and seeing if he'll come, if he'll talk to me personally and then maybe talk to the others. I mean, obviously, we can't do it as a whole group. That would be against, you know.
Does somebody wanna make a
But if he
motion?
could come to the meeting, if he
Yeah,
comes to
no,
the
I'll
meeting.
ask him, definitely.
Does somebody wanna make a motion to solicit other proposals?
You've got more than one position to solicit proposals for.
Yeah,
If we
maybe,
wait till we're done, we might have a whole list of them.
yeah, yeah,
I think we could, you know,
Okay.
even go out and talk to people without
Yeah.
It
soliciting.
doesn't require, yeah, it doesn't require a motion.
Yeah.
yeah. We can make phone calls then. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, we did, what I did was, there's a book from the county, and it lists the township, and it lists the BCOs in each township. And what I did was I went and pulled off the ones that I had worked with or had knew that were reputable. And I called them and asked them, and obviously, we got one reply.
One.
Tammy did the same, I mean, we kind of did it in conjunction, and we got that's the reply we got, but obviously, we can get down the list and look further, you know. I tried to do townships that were
Close by.
close by,
Right.
so I can go out a little further, that book's very helpful.
Okay. All right, so then we're moving on to roadmaster.
Do we have a roadmaster right now?
No,
No,
Okay, so
We
we
have to
don't,
have one?
no.
All right, I move we just keep going.
move on then.
Table it. Yeah. Water and sewage department.
I honestly would like to speak with both these employees. I have questions and some issues, and I think right this time I'd like to just table it and
Just no action.
no action,
Just no action.
no action.
Okay.
take note of that?
No, if you table it, tabling is actually a motion. No action is no motion.
Okay,
Okay.
is everybody okay with no action?
I'm
I'm
fine
good
with
with
that.
no action. Gridlock is good, no action out of government is
I
excellent.
mean, they will obviously keep working at their, you know, they're not, there's no,
There's no changes.
There's no
nothing
changes.
to do.
So-
I'll tell you now, if you want to table something, you have to make a motion to table it, and you have
Okay.
to make a motion to lift it off the table. And
Right.
we want to bring it up again.
okay,
Okay.
so just no action,
Table's a misnomer when you're speaking it that way, just no
Okay.
action.
no action.
Alright, earned income tax collector. We need to appoint an earned income tax collector and a local service tax collector. Keystone is currently doing it.
You don't have any choice on it.
and-
Yeah, I don't, they pretty much have to,
Yeah,
we don't have to take any action on that either, do we?
we have
Well, you
to,
should appoint them.
We should appoint them?
so we need
Okay.
a motion to appoint them.
I'll make a motion to appoint Keystone. Well,
Well, they've been there for years.
Can we do both at the same time?
I
Yes.
am, to appoint Keystone as earned income tax and local service tax collector.
Okay, Mike made the motion.
I made the
Oh,
motion.
you made the motion?
I second the
Mike
motion.
seconded the motion. Anybody got any questions? Anybody want the job?
You can have it anyhow. I don't think they'll allow you to have it.
Alright,
Doug,
Yes.
Ed,
yeah,
Mike,
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I vote yes. Okay. Keep going.
okay.
Look the next one up. So I hope you're looking at the next one.
I am.
There's a time limitation on that.
Auditor,
Yeah, it's in December.
we're on I. Auditor, question hiring.
L, that's an L.
Oh,
Sorry. it's an
no, L. Question hiring public accountant in place of elected auditors due to conflicts, and question on who sets bond amount.
I don't understand that one.
I don't either.
The date, I believe is a date in December, of which the board has to take action if they're gonna replace the auditors for the audit. I don't remember the date. He's
Well,
looking it up.
there's a date when you have to advertise that
Right,
their audit's done.
that's correct. Well,
You have to have it,
well, so I have to
before then.
advertise,
I think it's December 8 or 20.
yeah, we've missed that date. You can hire a CPA anytime to do an audit, do audit work, not necessarily the annual audit.
hold on, here it is. At least 30 days prior to the organizational meeting, or 30 days prior to any vote to appoint. Board of Auditors shall advertise, okay, so if you wanna hire a CPA to do the audit, to take the place of the auditors, by the way, will still set wages for any supervisor doing work.
Right.
You just have to advertise it.
Okay.
And it says 30 days before the annual organizational meeting, or anytime thereafter. Oh, or 30 days prior to any vote to appoint a certified or
Okay.
competent public accountant.
So
You can't do anything.
we
until
can't do
you
it
have-
tonight, but we could say that in 30 days we was gonna do it.
You have to advertise 30 days before.
And they could begin work tomorrow.
You know
Well-
what, the other thing is, if you want to appoint an independent auditor, and I'm not sure this applies, but in the auditor's guide, okay, it states that independent auditors must be appointed 30 days before the.
That's what he just.
That's
what
what
he
he's
just
read.
For the
This-
fiscal year.
And,
It's
well,
30 days
Can we-
prior to the organizational
we need to
meeting, which
discuss
is
the
today,
issues.
or 30 days prior to any vote to appoint a certified or competent public accountant, or a firm of certified accountants, to replace the elected auditors, 30 days before the vote. Board of Supervisors shall advertise in a newspaper of general circulation the intent to appoint a certified or competent public accountant, or a firm of certified or competent public accountants to replace the elected auditors.
Elected
So you can-
auditors were elected,
You're the auditor, elected auditors are the auditors no matter
they're
what.
elected, we need to let them do their job.
Well,
But
We have-
you
we have a
can,
problem with it.
you can
What-
replace them to
well,
do
explain
the
their-
audit.
Explain their problem.
we have two
We
problems.
have two problems.
Well, explain them.
Okay, so there is a conflict of interest that we believe that because Marcy Wright is an auditor and she's related to Kathy, it's a conflict of interest. And also Ms. Prescott,
I don't know if it'd be a conflict of
I
interest.
talked to.
It's an
I
ethics
talked-
violation.
It's an ethics
It is an
violation. I
ethics
called
violation.
ethics today to ask, to make sure, because we had the question.
I can understand if they were blood related, but I don't know, but.
I understand it, but we want to not have that ethics violation. I talked to when I talked to ethics, she pulled up several ones. The
I'm not
fact-
arguing with it, I'm
No,
just,
I know,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
You can't do anything tonight anyway. So if you wanna hire a CPA, you have to advertise 30 days before your intent to do it. So you wouldn't be able to do it until the February meeting. If-
And we'll
if-
stop
even if
them
you-
from starting work this month, which is probably gonna do.
Well, the other conflict would be that
Oh,
Kathy,
you mean.
Kathy was,
other stuff.
Kathy Prescott, I understand, is one of the newly elected auditors, correct?
Yeah, I think Kathy and Kathy both are.
She cannot audit her husband's previous year's work. That's
That's
another
That puts you down
ethics.
to, puts you down to one.
Correct, we understand that. That's
Put you down to one,
One auditor.
one
I
auditor.
mean,
No,
you're
two.
doing all the work.
oh,
Yeah,
well,
that'll put you down to one.
no, Marcy could actually
You
do,
actually,
she could do this year's because she, maybe I'm not correct.
yeah, I think maybe that might, but
You might be able
Because
to correct.
she's not auditing,
right, she's not auditing.
she's not auditing anything that Kathy's.
Gotcha.
Currently, yeah.
Correct, okay, okay.
So
That was,
That's just a
Yeah, okay, I understand, I think you're correct.
yeah.
Now, can we appoint a third auditor tonight for just a year? Or
Unless she
how does that
No,
work?
no.
She
they're-
didn't
they're like-
resign.
What
We
does
just
the,
questioned.
I have a question.
I don't know, how does that,
Could she recuse herself? Or abstain?
and then
or
do it
something?
next year?
Yeah.
You mean for them to do their job as a board of
She has
elected
other,
auditors?
she has other, she has other duties that she could.
Yeah,
Right, she can set the wages, I don't have a problem with it.
yeah.
And I don't see where that would be a conflict, because she'd be setting the wages for this year.
Not
Right.
for them.
But the
Right.
audit,
If she didn't, I guess you'd have to make like a Chinese wall somehow to make
well,
sure. that she
let me
did
ask,
it, but that
let
would
me
be-
ask you this, can we tell them not to do anything and then put the advertisement out for the CPA and
You don't
then?
have that authority to tell her them not to do anything.
Yeah.
There's a kind of,
Well, if it's an ethics violation, then we are down to two.
you could
Just
be
like-
down, you could be down to two.
Can two do it? That's, is
Oh,
that,
yeah, two can do it, we've
Okay.
had two before,
well, let's just,
But they normally don't start until the middle of February.
normally.
Yeah.
We use a
Right, yeah.
reorganization meeting
Yeah.
and then go from
well,
there.
wouldn't that be the best thing then? It would be just to hire a CPA, put the ad in, hire the
It's gonna
CPA?
cost you 10 grand. You
Nah.
got 10,
No.
I mean, no, we just had it done.
You can,
Tammy,
Who's your,
So I'm gonna be
Cipher,
handing
cipher.
the real estate records
how many
over,
years?
like,
1
in a
year.
couple of weeks, soon as I finish closing out the
Nine
records,
thousand.
turning
Can we,
the
I would like
sheets
to
in.
hear what
Sorry.
And the new collector needs to get the records so she can get organized before February. And my records need to be audited here like within a couple weeks, so I can hand over the township records to the new tax collector.
You don't
And I'm
hand
taking
your-
my records to the school.
I'm under the understanding you don't hand the records over to me, you hand the records over to the municipality and the school. I will get nothing of yours.
Okay, well, however, I'm just saying, I talked to the school district also, and I know I'm taking the records there, but the township auditors have always came to the house because that's where the computer and all that. If you want me to bring everything down here, but I would like for the township to audit my township records before I hand them over, as they've done for 24 years. And I mean, I can take the records to the school district
You get-
and drop
Yeah.
them off up there, because they don't do the audit there
So
until
the
July.
township auditors normally do that?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And they
the
can
school
continue to
does-
do that?
Pardon me?
Yeah. They
There
can
wouldn't be
continue to do
there
that.
wouldn't be a conflict of
They're-
interest
None of
there.
them are related to you or anything, so
No, but
yeah.
I just wanna make sure my
No, you're
students
good.
will be able to come to the house like in a couple weeks and do the audit there, and then I can take my school records.
Well, as I said, we can
Doesn't
do
Work
mean
it
that
out
too.
with them.
Yeah.
That, they're, yeah, and how you normally do it?
Well, you're saying work it out with who?
It's
Who?
the auditors.
Huh?
The elected auditors. That's what I'm trying to ask, who the elected auditors
That's
are.
what we just
Oh,
talked about.
They're Marcy Wright,
yeah.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, oh gosh, yeah. Kathy Gilmore and Kathy Prescott.
okay, that was
But
my
she can't-
question.
She can't pick and choose though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my question to you is, after speaking to ethics, that's the violation, is it? You know
It's
what I
their
mean?
violation.
It's their violation.
Yeah, it's their, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
because of the auditor
Look, you can
position.
hire,
She can do the tax, she can do the taxes.
But my thing of
But
it
she
is
can't do,
though,
but
is,
she
No,
can't,
she couldn't
you
get
can't,
out.
you can't
one
pick and
thing,
choose.
yeah, she can't pick and choose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my
Oh, you
impression
can't?
from, no. She was hired as an auditor for 4 years,
and
but
the
yet,
ethics commission told you she can't say, I'm gonna hands off on this issue.
that's what I
So
understood.
that was my question. She can't
Well, I
recuse
think
or
I think they
abstain.
need to contact the ethics commission and talk to them.
That's not our,
Directly.
yeah.
That's what they need to do.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't
that's
know
what
the
I would
answer,
do.
I don't know the answer to that, that doesn't come up.
Ed,
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable us taking the computer and everything to the township or school. Somebody needs to come and get it, 'cause I'm not gonna be accounted and saying somebody said we didn't turn something in.
okay.
Can we
So
send it?
one of the
I mean, I'll
township
take my-
officials can come down to the house and get the stuff, depends on
Did-
who pulls
Hey,
my
Ed,
driveway.
do you feel comfortable with Chief coming down and getting it?
I do,
That's fine.
but
We
that
can
would
do
be the
that.
only person
He can make arrangements with you or Tammy, is that okay?
to come to get the stuff.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
feel- The
Oh.
stuff we've been accused of in this township, I don't feel,
After, this will be after the auditors come to the house and audit my records at the
Okay.
house. the
We need to
computer, all that,
find,
'cause once it
we
gets
need to
there,
do something fairly quick,
I
Kathy.
don't think-
and see-
couple weeks.
I don't,
Like I said, just check, I mean, I called because of this situation, and we were discussing it, and I asked the question, and that was what I was, you know what I mean? There's several opinions and cases on their e-library that her and I were looking
Yeah,
at.
yeah, okay.
And I'm just, you know, I'm trying to protect everybody here, you know? I don't want them to come back and have a problem, I don't want the town to have a problem either.
Well, there's
So,
nothing for you guys that you
yeah,
can
well,
do
it's
tonight.
not, the ball isn't on our court, right?
Well, you can't do anything tonight anyway, even if you wanted to, you didn't advertise. You can always do a forensic audit if you decide to do that
You
later.
can do that at any point in
You
time.
can do that anytime, that's what I just said, you can always do that if you want to.
That's what we did
So,
last-
still make
But
the-
for the
Auditor?
Molsons, it's everything the way you ever, has been for 24 years, however that works.
Okay, so, somebody will come to the house in a couple weeks, audit the township records. I'll take the school stuff up there, and
If that's the way it's been working, then I guess so.
I just
I
know,
don't
Eddie,
know.
when I became tax collector, I went to the other, tax collector's house, picked up all the records and brought them to my house. It's been 24 years, I didn't know how things were gonna be done.
I have no
now.
idea.
So, I'm asking you guys, as supervisors, what do I do with my records in 2 weeks when the new collector needs to have everything so that she can get organized? And I just want my records audited before they leave my house, is all I'm asking.
Can Kathy and Marcy do that?
2 auditors?
Ask me
We've had
again.
2 auditors before, that's not a big deal.
Yeah. Until we find out, Ms. Prescott, I mean, I don't want, it's a liability for you and us, so I think it's something that we need to find out for sure.
How is it a liability for us?
They're elected.
They're elected.
They're elected.
I understand that.
And
We
then
didn't
it's
appoint
up to
them.
them. You gave them advice tonight
Yeah.
about what you found out. I
Yeah.
don't really
It's
think
not
there's
a
anything
liability
more
for
for you
us.
to do,
Okay,
frankly.
that's up to you to look
Yeah.
into it.
It's on
The only
them.
thing, but what
We're out
what
of
you
it.
can do is, like we've said.
I just don't want anybody to get,
Well, you know what?
I-
Just to solve the issue, since everybody's so concerned that I can't be honest, then I'll resign as of this moment,
That's not
okay,
necessary.
provided,
well, why don't you do the research? I mean, we don't have a
I
problem.
just want you to check. I mean,
Yeah.
again,
Honestly,
Talk to them
I,
yourself.
you know, Kathy, I know all the issues, okay? I know everything that we don't agree on.
yeah, but I'm not.
But I am
completely
being,
dishonest.
I am being sincere. I don't want there to be a problem.
Okay.
I mean,
Won't
I,
be, but-
and don't
but
resign,
I will
don't,
go I will check.
Check.
okay,
that's all we're at, that's all.
And-
it's almost,
Kathy, in
What's,
4 years,
I
Kathy,
want to make a motion that
and
I
you're
want
up
to
for 4
appoint
years,
the
maybe you can
auditor,
just
I'm on the
yourself.
CPA.
Can-
We have
Get a price
we
on it
have to
first?
advertise it
Okay.
for
Yeah.
30 days.
We can
in advance.
advertise it and then see what we get in
Do
prices.
you wanna make a motion? Make
I
a
want to make a
motion?
motion.
Okay, what's your motion?
I make a motion that we advertise to hire for a
CPA.
public accountant, yes,
In place of elected auditors.
in place of elected auditors.
Are you gonna hire a public accountant or an independent auditor?
What did you say that we have to put out
Well-
to get what?
Okay, the auditor's guys calls it an independent auditor.
Well, you guys, whoever the auditors guy said, you have to follow the township code.
Correct, I know.
Township code says, certified or competent public accountant or a firm of certified or competent public accountants. That's what you have to do.
Okay, so you wanna make a motion
Right,
that says
to,
you wanna advertise for, what, bids? or-
right,
Yeah.
Quotes.
for
Quotes.
quotes, yep, for quotes. For the public accountant slash CPA.
Okay.
Now,
For the
I want
purpose
to add
of,
something on here because you've had one of these, Doug just told me you had a forensic audit done recently.
No,
No?
Yes, we did.
not a forensic.
Wasn't forensic.
Whatever, what was it?
Just
Yeah.